Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat na nanonood sa ating Itulay session ngayong Biyernes, Math Talino Friday. Ako po si Tutor Joshua.
Ako naman po si Tutor Queenie at nasa 6th week na po tayo ng second quarter sa Math 8. Kaya inaanyayahan po namin kayo mga estudyante pati ng inyong mga magulang at guro na matuto kasama namin.
Ayan, at sa bagong taon na ito, 2022, kasama pa rin natin ang ICTS, ETU, pati ang mga sumulat, pati po yung mga bumuo ng mga modules na pinagbasihan ng mga lessons natin ngayong hapon at syempre ng mga nakaraang sessions for ETU, pati na rin sa DepEd TV. Nandito po kami para itulay ang paggabay sa pag-aaral ng matematika.
Available po ang ating mga modules na ito sa DepEd Commons at ating mga sessions sa ETU Facebook page at YouTube para sa Itulay.
Tutor Queenie, no, sineselebrate natin ngayong January ang first year anniversary ng ating Itulay online tutorial. Actually, parang hindi pa dumarating yung bagong taon na iplano na yung Itulay at naging matagumpay yung pag-o-open nito para mas maabot natin yung mga estudyante at mga eskwelahan sa mas malalayong lugar through internet at syempre pwede nilang i-record dito. At nakakatuwa yung mga parents, mga teachers, and pati mga SDO ay malaki yung suporta sa endeavor ng ETU.
Ang bilis ng panahon, naka 1 year na. Okay, happy anniversary po. Ayan, so kasama natin, nag-celebrate ngayon sila Ram Gafood, Jane Losande, Francine Panalangin. Hello po, good afternoon sa inyo. Happy anniversary sa ating Itulay.
Yeah, good afternoon din kay Katlea Soriano ng Ingod Ramona Integrated School, ang Handanan West District SDO Isabela. And abot talaga natin mula mula Apari, mula Batanes hanggang Kulo. Ayan. So ngayon nasa week 6 na tayo, tuloy-tuloy yung ating pag-grind doon sa ating lessons for the second quarter. Medyo hindi natin iiwan yung mga napag-aralan natin nung nakaraang taon. Itatabi natin ito at syempre kung kailangan ninyong i-review at i-reskill, available naman yung ating sessions sa Facebook, sa YouTube. And for today, medyo magfo-focus tayo sa importanteng part ng math, which is logic, to be more specific on the conditional statements. So, Tutor Queenie, bakit nga ba importante tsaka saan ba ginagamit itong conditional statements na ito?
Usually, itong mga conditional statements natin ay malaking bahagi para mag-prove tayo ng ating mga ideas sa math. So, itong mga ginagamit nating mga kaalaman ay noong mga unang panahon ay pinatunayan muna nila yan na totoo bago ipinagamit sa atin ngayong mga panahon na to.
So, ayan, I think we should start, sabi nga ni Tutor Queenie, nung unang panahon pa, may yung pag-establish ng rules ay natutunan natin or napagsimulan sa Greeks, sa Romans. At yung geometry, which is the branch of mathematics that we're going to deal with this quarter, saka sa third, ay galing sa Greek word na geometria, ayan, which means earth and measure. Ayan. So, ito yung anyang today's definition.
A branch of mathematics that deals with measurement, properties and relationships of points, lines, angles, surfaces, and solids. Yan. Galing sa ating Merriam-Webster Dictionary. So, excited na siguro ating mga kasama. Hello po kila Joseph Azur, Alkis Hamandri, and Emmanuel Tarosa. Hello po. Familiar sila kay geometry.
Okay.
At bukod dyan sa geometry, Sir Joshua, meron pa tayong isang word na kailangang alamin ngayon at that is logic. So ano ba yan, Sir Joshua?
Ayan. Kasi based tayo dun sa mga statements hindi naman basta-basta tayo pwedeng gumawa ng statement. It should be logical. So we could say it is true or it could also be false. So, alam natin, mapag-iisipan natin. And from the word logic, okay, it's derived from the word logos, meaning reason. Okay? And it is the proper or reasonable way of thinking. Okay? Sorry, a proper or reasonable way of thinking about or understanding something. Kasi kanina, Tutor Queenie, sabi mo ang geometry, about properties, definition ng lines, ng angles, point, etc. etc. Pero dapat, before natin sila i-define, alam natin kung paano sila pag-iisipan. Okay? Alam natin kung paano sila pag-iisipan at dapat maayos, reasonably din yung ating pag-iisip dun sa kanila. Okay, and it is a science that studies with the formal processes using thinking and reasoning. Kaya nga, meron tayong critical thinking and logical reasoning.
Ayan. Yung madalas, at minsan din, no, kahit yung simpleng isipin lang natin na, does it make sense?
Mhm.
Yan, mga ganong thinking natin.
Okay.
Try natin, Tutor Joshua, sa mga statements natin. Meron ka ba dyan? Ayan. So, meron tayong statement dito na if a number is divisible by 2, so ang question niya, then which of the following statements is true? Ayan. So, is it A, the number is odd? B, the number is even? C, the number is divisible by 2. Ayan. So, send you sa comment kung ano ba dito ang totoo sa ating mga pagpipilian. So, ang sabi niya lang, if a number is divisible by 2, so ano nga ba ang totoo? Kung yun lang yung binigay na information.
So, let's give them 5 seconds to think of their answer, Tutor Queenie. Ayan. Ayan, may mga sumasagot na. And halos pare-pareho sila ng sagot. Time is up. So, Tutor Queenie, let's reveal the correct answer. It is...
Ayan, nagkakaisa sila, Tutor Joshua, letter B. Ayan, alam na alam natin.
Magbigay siguro tayo ng example, no, na mapapatunay na even palagi yung mangyayari. Okay? Sige, Tutor Queenie, kindly give me a number that is divisible by 2.
Of course, 2. The number itself, 2.
2 is divisible
by 2.
By 2. Pero 2 is not odd.
Yes. Hindi siya odd.
So, hindi pwede, mali na si letter A. Okay? And we know that 2 is even. So, tama yung letter B. Okay? Kaya lang, Tutor Queenie, madi-divide ba natin yung 2 by 4?
Madi-divide natin, kaya lang, hindi whole number ang magiging answer natin. Kaya hindi siya divisible by 4.
Okay, tandaan natin yung definition natin ng divisibility, ha? Kasi, again, there are certain rules and certain definitions na gagamitin natin. Ayan, so letter B, and lahat naman sila ay nakakuha ng tamang sagot. So, try natin na layo tayo ng konti sa math. So, which of the following statements is false? Okay, A, is it all birds have feathers? Okay, B, all birds have bills or yung kanilang sa bibig, yung patuka nila? Or C, all birds can fly? So, we will give you again 5 seconds to answer this question.
So, number 2 ito, Tutor Joshua, no? So, lagyan lang ulit nila ng number. Number 2, anong letter ang inyong answer? Which of the following statements is false? Ano ba dito? Parang lahat naman sila true yan, Tutor Joshua.
Para kailangan natin siguraduhin kung totoo lahat. Kasi paano ba natin malalaman na yung isang bagay ay mali, Tutor Queen?
Kapag merong instance na hindi na mag-satisfy doon sa statement.
Para exception of the rule siya.
Ayun, exception.
Okay. So, may sumasagot ng A, may sumasagot ng C, may sumasagot din ng B. So, let's reveal the correct answer. Okay? Which of the following statement is false? Ang sagot is all birds can fly kasi hindi naman lahat ng ibon ay nakakalipad. Bigay ka nga ng example, Tutor Queenie.
Pwede bang exemption dyan, Tutor Joshua, ang manok?
Yes.
Ayan, nakita ko, Tutor Joshua, may mga nakakuha. Sila Kathleya Soriano, Nadine Manabat. Ayan, nakuha nila. Francine Panalangin. It's letters.
Kasi kahit yung penguin ang una ko naisip dun sa sa statement na ito. Kasi hindi naman sila nakakalipad. Kaya lang napaisip din ako, may feathers ba yung penguin? Tapos nabasa ko pala, yung penguins, maninipis yung feathers nila. Yung ilalim ng flippers nila, feathers din sila.
So, considered feathers pa rin yan, Tutor Joshua. Kahit hindi siya yung usual na nakikita natin na feathers ng ibon. Siguro kaya ganon din yung nakikita natin, karamihan ay ang sagot ay A. Kasi nga,
hindi obvious. Like,
hindi obvious. Pero, technically, feathers pa rin yung tawag doon.
Yes. Maliliit na sila, strands. Okay? Yeah. So, I think, balik naman tayo sa math and in this case, a geometric situation or a situation in geometry rather. What happens if two distinct lines intersect? So, do they intersect at exactly 1 point? They intersect at 2 points? Or there are infinitely many points of intersection? So, we will give you again 5 seconds. Kindly write number 3 and then the letter of your choice for this question.
Ayan. So, alalahan nila, ano ba yung two distinct lines? Sinabing two distinct lines.
Yes.
Anong nangyayari kapag nag-intersect?
Sige, Tutor Queenie, ito drawing ko, paliwanag mo sa kanila kung paano ibig sabihin ng two distinct lines.
Two distinct lines, Tutor Joshua, ibig sabihin, magkaiba yung kanilang points na magkakaiba yung points, so magkaibang direksyon or maaaring parehong direksyon pero magkakaiba ng pagkakaslan. Okay? And these two distinct lines, when they intersect, isang beses lang. Tama ba, Tutor Joshua?
Yes, parang hindi ko ata kaya mag-drawing na dalawang intersection yung mangyayari. Kasi parang wala naman tayong line so far sa geometry natin na ganito ang itsura. So again, the correct answer is letter A.
Ayan, daming nakakuha ng tamang sagot, Tutor Joshua. Ayan, si Diana Mamuri, si Nadine Manabat, Eliza Sawal, Mary Joyce Walat.
Okay, so I think they are ready for our topic kasi more on statements ang gagawin natin for the latter part of the second quarter. And to be more specific, we will deal with statements that has hypothesis, that we will determine the relationship between the hypothesis and conclusion of an if-then statement. Mamaya makikita natin yan. And we will transform a statement into its equivalent if-then form.
Okay, so practice pa lang pala yung Tutor Joshua. Na agad yung ating na exercise agad ang ating mind. So we are dealing here with logical statements. These are the statement or sentence that can either be true or false. So kailan ba malalaman kung true ba siya or false? A statement is true if it is always true for all cases, conditions, or instances. And a statement is considered false if at least one counterexample exists that disproves the statement. So katulad nung ating kaninang statement, Tutor Joshua, yung about sa birds. Okay, so basta isang counterexample lang, false na agad yung last statement natin kanina.
Yes, kasi we must assume that, again, if it's true, it's always true. Walang exemption. So parang sinabi mo na kapag Monday, uulan, okay, it could be true or false kasi. Pero hindi mo siya masasabing true all the time, hindi mo siya masasabing false all the time. But it's still a logical statement. Okay? So again, for all cases, conditions, and instances. And I think, let's give them examples in mathematics and syempre some trivial questions in dealing with this situation. Okay? So let's have this one. Determine if the statement is always true. Again, that's the keyword, always, palaging totoo. Kasi kung hindi, we could think of a counter example, yung magdi-disprove. Ito yung bagay na exception. So, ito yung bagay na hindi magpapatotoo dun sa ating statement.
Isa lang, Tutor Joshua, no? Sapat na. So, pagiging false yan. So, ang statement natin dito, positive numbers are greater than 0. Is it true or false? Ayan, okay, Tutor Joshua.
May sumagot si June Abong. Ang sagot niya daw is true. That is correct. That is true. Kasi lahat ng positive numbers natin, kahit na yan ay 0.0001, it's still greater than 0 and still positive. At wala tayong makikita ang exemption dyan sa rule na yan.
That is always true. Yan ba? Daming nag-agree with the true statement. Ano naman, Tutor Joshua, kung ang statement ay non-negative numbers are greater than 0? Second statement na natin to, Tutor Joshua, no? Second statement, non-negative numbers are greater than 0. Is it
underline natin yung word na non-negative.
Non-negative.
Baka malito sila.
So, isipin nyo, no? Ano ba yung mga non-negative numbers? Sige, send nyo na yung answers nyo sa comment section.
Habang ina-highlight ko yung hindi ko na-highlight.
So, non-negative numbers are greater than 0. So, sino-sino ba itong tinatawag na non-negative numbers? Sino-sinong kasali dito sa tinatawag na non-negative numbers?
Okay, so time is up. So, when we say non-negative, parang dalawang set yan, Tutor Queenie. The set of positive numbers,
yun yung una-una nilang may
isip. Yun yung una-una may isip. Pero tandaan natin na si 0 is neither positive nor negative. So that is our best and only counterexample. So this statement is false. Since 0 is a non-negative number that is not greater than 0.
Ayan. So, tandaan, no? Kaya ko kanina sinasabi na isipin natin, sino-sino ba yung kasali sa non-negative numbers? So, ito, si non-negative numbers, hindi lang positive numbers, pero kasali si 0. Kaya, ang ating sagot ay false. Ayan. Very good kila Mary Walat, Francine Panalangin, and Madeline Ganaban.
Ayan po. So, next, let's have another example. Okay. Again, true or false? If it's false, give a counterexample. If a polygon has 4 sides, then it is a rectangle. So, Tagalogin natin. Kung yung polygon daw ay may 4 na gilid, automatic daw na yon ay rectangle. Okay?
Third statement natin to?
Yes.
Okay,
Lagyan ng number 3 before answering. Okay? So, we have 5 seconds.
Third statement, if a polygon has 4 sides, then it is a rectangle. Ay, nakikita
okay, so
na akong tamang sagot.
Sila Lea Soriano, Emmanuel Tarroza, ang bibilis. Stephanie Bogawan. Ang sagot nila is false. That is correct. Pero may nakakalimutan sila, Tutor Queenie, kasi may hinihingi tayo.
Ayo nga. Hindi lang basta-basta na false. Kailangan patunayan natin na this is a false statement. Kailangan ng counter-example.
Ayun, may nagbigay si Ram Haley Gafford. Ang binigay niya is square, trapezoid, and parallelogram. Pero kahit na ibigay niyo ay isa lang, that is very, very okay. Kasi sa amin, ang binigay namin is the trapezoid. And the trapezoid has 4 sides. And actually, kahit simpleng, what do you call this? 4-sided figure, quadrilateral. Nahirapan pa akong sabihin. Counter-example kagad siya. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng quadrilateral ay rectangle.
Ayan. Nice. Ang mga kasama natin, alam na alam itong 4-sided polygon natin.
Ayan. So, ito na, nabanggit ko na pala yung next item. If a polygon is a quadrilateral, then it has 4 sides. So, I think, bigay na natin kagad yung 5 seconds.
Yes. Ayan. Kung nilagay nila, kung ang statement natin is a quadrilateral na, hindi na just four-sided.
Ayan. Ayan, nakasagot kagad si Emmanuel Tarosa, and the answer here is true.
Totoong-totoo to, no? Na if a polygon is a quadrilateral, then it has 4 sides.
Yes. Parang Tutor Queenie, no? Pag definition na siya na alam ng lahat at naisusulat yun sa mga libro, sa mga references at ginagamit natin every day, kahit na hindi natin nakikita palagi. That is always true, lalo na pag definition.
Kasi napatunayan na nila yan noon pa. Kaya nga, yun ang ginagamit natin. Diba? Right? So, at meron tayong mga specific na statement, Tutor Joshua, na aaralin today. Bukod dito sa mga logical statements na.
Yes. And yung examples 3 and 4 natin, yung ating focus. And they are called conditional statements. Okay, conditional statements are compound statements of the form, tandaan, if P, then Q, where P and Q are also logical statements. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng true, pwedeng false din si P or si Q. Pwede rin yan magkabaliktad. Pero yung if and then, sa English, pwede natin silang baliktarin yung, I think, tawag natin dun parang clauses. Okay? Pero in mathematics, ganito yung gagamitin natin format for the sake of simplicity. If P, then Q. So, Tutor Queenie, may special bang tawag tayo dun sa statement P tsaka sa statement Q? Kasi parang may different colors tayong ginamit.
Etong statement, okay, na laging usually, ang sinusundan niya ay yung word na if. Ang tawag natin dyan ay hypothesis. Okay? While yung sumunod, yung statement na sinundan ang word na then, ang tawag natin dyan ay conclusion. Kumbaga sa Tagalog, kung ito, di ganito. Okay, so may hypothesis tayo and then a conclusion.
Ayan, dagdag ko, Tutor Queenie, no? Based dito sa screen natin, ang nakalagay, the first statement is called the hypothesis. Not necessarily P. Nagkataon lang dito, wala yung pen. Nagkataon lang dito na P yung nauna. Okay? Then yung pangalawa natin is Q. Again, nililinaw natin the first statement. Kasi kapag binaliktad na natin yan, nauna si Q, palimutan ko yung if. Nauna si if Q, then P, baliktad din. Ano ang hypothesis natin?
Ang hypothesis natin dyan, yung Q, and then yung magiging conclusion ay yung P. So, Tutor Joshua, mahalaga dito yung iintindihin natin yung statement. Kung ano ba yung conclusion. Ay, hindi tayo pwedeng, ito yung pattern. We still have to understand the statement.
And the relationship between the hypothesis and conclusion is just like a cause-effect relationship. Kapag nangyari si P, okay, magaganap din si Q.
Lesson nila yan sa English, Tutor Joshua. Kaya, sino nagsabi na hindi naman related ang math and English? Ito po, relate na silang dalawa.
Yes. Yeah, so I think let's have an exercise in determining which of the following or identifying the hypothesis and the conclusion in this conditional statement. And napakadaling gawin nun, Tutor Queenie.
Meron na tayong clue, Tutor Joshua. Meron tayo dun, if, tapos merong then dyan. Okay, so sabi natin kanina, no? Bigay natin to example na if we have this statement, if a polygon is a quadrilateral, then it has 4 sides. So unahin natin yung hypothesis, Tutor Joshua. Ang hypothesis natin dito, yung sinundan mong word na, yung sumunod na statement after ng word na if, which is a polygon is a quadrilateral.
Yun yung sagot ni Francine. Pero usually, hindi pala sa usually, no, tinatanggal natin yung if. Kasi, again, yung if yung palatandaan natin nung hypothesis. Okay? Pero the hypothesis itself is just the statement, a polygon is a quadrilateral. Ayan, so may sagot na si Francine para sa conclusion, and that is correct. It has 4 sides. Wala na yung then sa ating conclusion. Pero Tutor Queenie, kung hindi given yung if-then statement, paano kaya natin maisusulat yung conclusion?
Binigay na kanina, no, na ang conclusion ay it has 4 sides. Pero we have to clarify, ano ba yung it? Sino ba yung it na may 4 sides? So, kailangan natin i-indicate na yung it na yan ay yung polygon. Ayan. A polygon has 4 sides.
Kasi remember, kanina sa definition natin, sa definition natin, P and Q are statements on their own. So kapag nilagay lang natin sa conclusion na it has 4 sides without any conditions or something doon sa hypothesis. Kunwari, hindi binigay hypothesis. Hindi natin alam kung ano si it. So kailangan binigay kung ano yung dinedefine niya. Okay? So let's have another one. Identify the hypothesis and conclusion in this conditional statement. If 2 angles are right angles, then they are congruent. So, meron tayong markers kung tutusin kung nasan yung hypothesis and conclusion. Pero again, we need to identify, dapat magkaroon tayo ng hiwalay na subject tsaka predicate, parang gano'n.
Sa English, di ba, complete thought, pero kailangan pag pinag-separate mo yung statement ng or hypothesis at conclusion, dapat may itindihan pa rin natin kung ano yung pinopertain ng statement na yan. Okay? So, ayan, meron ako nakita, Tutor Joshua. Ang sagot ni Francine, ang hypothesis daw ay yung 2 angles are right angles.
Yes. And yung conclusion niya is they are congruent. Pero again, tama naman siya, di ba? Kasi they are congruent naman talaga yung conclusion.
Yes.
We usually specify kung sino si they. Or kung alin yung tinutukoy ng they. Kasi hindi pala tao yung nasa hypothesis.
Na yun.
Yes.
So it's actually the 2 angles. So it's pertaining to the 2 angles and they are congruent. So kailangan natin kumpletuhin yan, Tutor Joshua, no? Para sa next lesson natin, mas madali nating masusulat yung iba pang klase ng statements. Yan. Kaya kailangan ma-practice natin ito.
Kapag nagbali-baliktad na yan, okay, kailangan well-identified kung sino yung mga pronouns. Again, sino na naman yung nasasabi ko. Kung ano yung mga pronouns natin, kung ano yung mga nouns na tinutukoy ng ating mga pronouns. Ang hirap pala magturo ng English, Tutor Queen.
Pero practice.
Ayan. May nabasa akong comment dito. Kailangan they should be independent clauses by the observation of Sir Ram Gafford. So magandang yun, no? Magandang comment.
Yan magandang i-take note. Thank you po for that.
Ayan, may si Nadine Manabat naman. Tinanggal, wala yung 2 and actually that is okay, di ba, Tutor Queenie?
Yes.
Angles are congruent.
Correct. Yes, that's also correct. Very good.
Ayan. Bukala ko na diretso ko.
Ayan.
So, I think this is our last example for this part. Kasi meron pa tayong last part.
Okay, so if an animal can fly, then it is a type of bird. So, alin dito ang hypothesis? Alin na naman ulit ang conclusion?
Siguro, highlight or underline na natin kung ano-ano yung pwede natin pagkuhanan. Kasi yung hypothesis usually madaling madaling i-identify, tatanggalin mo lang yung if. Ayan.
Yun na, no?
Yun na siya. So, para hindi medyo, sige.
Yung medyo kailangan lang natin ayusin nandito sa may conclusion. Kasi yun yung madalas na pronoun na yung ginagamit nila.
Mhm. Kasi para hindi umulit yung noun ng paulit-ulit. Okay? So yung it is type of a bird. We could also say that the conclusion will be the animal is a type of bird. Ayan. Pero Tutor Queenie, parang may something na off dito sa ano na ito, sa slide na ito.
Yung statement, Tutor Joshua, no? If an animal can fly, then it is a type of bird. Right? Sabi ko, hypothesis tapos conclusion. This statement is not true, Tutor Joshua. So, tama ba to na tinuturo natin tong statement na to?
Actually,
Ayan.
dapat alam nila na there would still be instances, parang kanina, di ba, a logical statement can be true or false. And dapat alam ng students natin to how to identify if a statement is false.
Ayan. Yan ang importante.
Lalo ngayon sa age ng technology kung saan maraming misinformation, you should know how to identify kung ano yung totoo at hindi.
So hindi dahil binigay dahil hindi dahil binigay namin tong statement na to, we say, okay, it's a true statement. You still have to analyze. Yun yung ipapractice natin, Tutor Joshua.
And paano nila malalaman kung ito ay totoo o hindi? Okay, this will be a false statement if at least one counterexample exists. So yun yung ating next part dito. A conditional statement is true if every time the hypothesis is true, then the conclusion is true. Kasi kapag hindi po nangyari yon, okay, again, kapag ang hypothesis nangyari, pero ang conclusion hindi, that is a false statement.
Ayan. So, pa-practice natin yan next time, Tutor Joshua, yung mga true or false na statements. Yes. Pero this time, ang i-practice muna natin, how to transform, okay, to an if-then statement. So, given a statement, paano natin gagawin if-then na statement? Yung conditional statement na tinitignan natin kanina. So, here, ang statement natin, ang sentence natin dito, an equilateral triangle is equiangular. Tutor Joshua, pwede ba tayong kumuha dito ng pwede natin gamitin as hypothesis and then conclusion?
Parang one sentence lang kasi siya, di ba, Tutor Queenie? Pero yes, dun sa suggestion and observation ni Ram Gafood, kailangan makabuo tayo ng dalawang independent clauses given this statement. So, kukunin natin yun by observing the subject and the predicate, kung English lesson din naman ang pag-uusapan natin. Okay? So, saan natin hahatiin yung sentence? We usually divide the sentence by looking at the verb. Kung nasan yung verb. In this case, the verb is in is. Is. Ayan. So, doon natin pinuputol. Okay? So, yung ating hypothesis is an equilateral triangle. Then, our conclusion is equiangular. Kaya lang kapag sinulat natin to as a sentence, medyo pangit pakinggan. If an equilateral triangle, then is equiangular.
Kasi Tutor Joshua, di ba sabi natin, if tapos yung hypothesis, tapos yung conclusion, pag dikit-dikitin na natin. Kaya lang, minsan hindi naman ganun na nagme-make sense. So, kailangan natin ayusin yung statement natin. Hindi basta-basta na idugtong-dugtong.
Okay? So, pwede kayo magdagdag ng words, pwede kayo magbawas, pwede nyong ayusin, balik-balik na rin, as long as the sentence is correct. Tama siya grammatically, tama rin siya logically. Ayan, may nakasagot si Francine Panalangin. If an equilateral triangle, then it is equiangular. Tama na yung kanyang conclusion, Tutor Queenie. Ano kaya pwede niyang gawin sa kanyang hypothesis?
Medyo kailangan natin adjust ng konti na instead of this, lagyan natin ng if a triangle is equilateral, yan, a triangle is equilateral, yan. Then the conclusion natin, a triangle is equiangular. So we're pertaining to the same, same thing, yes. Triangle. So kapag binuo na natin yung if-then statement, it will be if a triangle is equilateral, then it is equiangular. So mas madaling intindihin, mas madaling i-make sense.
Tsaka mas maganda siyang basahin.
Yes. Ayan. So medyo konting lang ayos-ayos. So yung skills natin sa English, dito natin, pwedeng i-practice.
Ayan. So sige, again, pwede magdagdag, pwede magbawas, pwedeng paikot-ikutin, basta tama yung lalabas na meaning nung ating sentence.
Ayan. Sige, let's try another statement. Supplementary angles form a linear pair. So, saan ulit natin to hahatiin, Tutor Joshua?
Okay, mahati natin siya by looking at the verb. Ngayon naman, hindi linking verb yung meron tayo. Okay? At para nagbabalat kayo yung verb natin as a noun, pero verb pa rin siya. In this case, the word is form. So, pinutol natin siya doon sa left side ni form. Kaya lang, Tutor Queenie, kapag ginawa nating hypothesis, supplementary angles lang, parang, again, medyo pangit siyang pakinggan. If supplementary angles.
Kailangan may statement tayo. Supplementary angle. So, lagyan natin ng ng medyo dagdagan natin na two angles are supplementary.
Yes.
Ayan. Since ang pinag-uusapan natin doon sa hypothesis ay two angles, so gawin na rin natin sa conclusion, yun din yun na two angles form a linear pair. Ayan. So, pag yan yung ginamit natin sa ating if-then statement, mas, mas may mag-make sense yung ating statement. So, if two angles are supplementary, then the two angles form a linear pair.
Yes.
Tama ba? Ayan. Pero gamit ulit yung natin, yung kaalaman natin sa English, no? Instead of susulat ulit natin yung two angles. So, gagamitan natin ng they.
They.
Ayan.
Kasi plural na.
Masyadong haba. Ayan.
Okay. So, I think may nakakuha naman. Again, pwede natin balibalik na rin yung ating words as long as they mean the same. And kaya nilagay ni Tutor Queenie yung two angles kasi po, by definition din ng supplementary angles, di ba? Two angles are supplementary if they have the sum of their measures is equal to 180. So, logical to say na dalawang angle lang ang pinag-uusapan. Okay? Kapag three angles yan, there is something needed to be done in the what we call this, in the statement. So I think they are ready for our last activity, Tutor Queenie. Ayan.
So activity 2 tayo. Identify the conclusion in the conditional statement. Ayan. If m is equal to 4, then m squared plus 1 is equal to 70. So, hindi naman natin tinatanong pa, Tutor Joshua, kung true or false, no? Ang hinahanap lang natin is kung alin dito yung conclusion natin. Okay. So, number 1 natin to. Number 1. Okay. Alin sa kanila ang ating conclusion?
Ayan. So, tatandaan that the conclusion is found after, saan yung pen ko? Is found after the word then. So, lahat yun.
Yan, okay. Yung
kahit
buo.
na makita natin yung value ng M, kasi alam na natin yung M eh. Hindi naman yan yung pinapasolve. Tinatanong sa atin, ano yung conclusion. So, ayan, nakasagot si Francine Panalangin. The answer is letter C. Ayan, marami din pala nakakuha.
Emmanuel Tarosa, Christine Romero. Ayan, marami. So, tatandaan lang nila, no, na if, tapos hypothesis yun, then conclusion. Yan. Try pa tayo ng yes. Go tayo sa number 2, Tutor Joshua.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 2. Transform the given sentence to if-then form. So, ang sentence natin ay, an obtuse angle measures between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. So, number 2 tayo. Is it A? If an angle is obtuse, then it measures between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. Or is it B? If an obtuse angle Then, it measures between 90 degrees and 180 degrees.
Okay, so let's give them 5 seconds. And time is up. So mukhang mukhang obvious pero mukha ring hindi kasi nakakalito siyang basahin. So sabi ko nga,
Yes.
kung ano yung mas magandang basahin, yun dapat yung magiging tamang arrangement of the words for the sentence. Kasi kung
Mhm.
hahatiin natin yung ating sentence dun sa verb, which is in this case measures,
Mhm.
kapag sinulat nila na if an obtuse angle, again, that's grammatically incorrect. Kailangan kompleto pa rin yung statement natin doon sa if clause. So, Tutor Queenie, the answer here is?
Well, answer is letter A. Ayan. So, sila Jalen, Rose de Guzman, Kathleen Soriano, Christine Ann Romero, Angelique Karabakan. Ayan, nakuha nila ang tamang sagot. Very good. So, nakikita na nila, no? Mas nag-make sense yung sa letter A compared to letter.
And we will have more formulation of sentences sa ating next lesson when we talk about transformation. Kasi more on transformation din tayo.
Ayan. So, mamimit natin yung iba pang statements. Ano ba yung pagka may mga binabali-baliktad pa. Pero for now, achieve tayo by with determining the relationship between the hypothesis and conclusion of an if-then statement and transform a statement into an equivalent if-then statement. Unti-unti lang. Next meeting ulit, next session natin, yung iba pang statements.
At dito po nagtatapos ang ating unang Biyernes na tutorial session tungkol sa conditional statements, ang unang hakbang po natin for Geometry 8. Kaya tandaan po natin na pwedeng ulit-ulitin yung lessons para lalo nating maunawaan at mabawasan yung pagkalito at pwede nating balikan or i-advance pa yung ating mga sarili.
Ayan. So, practice at i-apply yung mga natutunan para makita natin kung talaga bang naintindihan na natin. Okay? Kung medyo parang feeling nyo hindi pa kayo confident, just practice and you'll be able to get the skill that you want.
Ayan. Kaya tuloy-tuloy po ang suporta natin sa mga bata, magulang at guro mula po sa amin dito sa Itulay Math Talino Friday. Susunod po ang Math 9 with Tutor Janet and Tutor Angelique.
Maraming salamat po at happy weekend ulit. Bye po!